Good day everyone! We are the Group 7 and we are going to discuss about the 72 barangays of Lipa City. I am Dominic Jimson Bravo, the first reporter of 72 barangays. But before we get into our discussion, the word barangay came from the word balanghay, which means a traditional boat with small amount of population during the early Spanish. And the barangay is a smallest political unit. So look at this map. This is the map of the Lipa City, Batangas, and where the barangays are located. We have the north, south, east, west, and city proper. We have, in north, we have 11 barangays. In the south, we have 18 barangays. And east, we have 16 barangays. And in west, we have 15 barangays. And lastly, the city proper has 12 barangays. First, we have the urban. We have Poblacion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9A, 10, 11. So sa urban, dito nangyayari ang mga transaction, dito nangyayari pakikipagpalitan, kalakalan ng mga Lipeño sa ibang lalawigan. At dito din nanggagaling ang mostly taxes ng mga Lipeño. At dito, madaming businesses, madaming mga buildings, industries na kung saan madami din ang mga manggagawang Lipeño ang nagkakaroon ng chance na magkaroon ng trabaho. Ngayon ay dadako na tayo sa North District. Una na ang Barangay Balintawak. The name Balintawak was said to be from a person named Valentin who has a great interest in raising crows or uwak, creating the expression uwak ni Valentin, later becoming Balintawak. So sinasabi kaya nabuo ang word or nagkaroon ng pangalan ang barangay na Balintawak is dahil nga kay Valentin. Dahil si Valentin daw ay merong interes o hilig sa pag-aalaga ng uwak at yon ay binansagan na uwak ni Valentin. And pinagsama nila yung uwak na word at si Valentin. At ang naging resulta ay Balintawak. Kaya iyon ang name ng barangay Balintawak. Sunod naman ay ang Bulacnin. According to the elders of the barangay, one of their pride is the magical well, which has their major source of their water. It has unique charm. The water is very clean and enchanting, similar to boiling water. Bumubulak na tubig. Because of its great benefit to the people, they agreed to name the barangay after it. Pero bago pa yan, meron din sinasabi dito na ang Bulacnin daw is during the Spanish visitation, Spanish passing through a nipa hut become curious on the bubbles being produced while cooking rice, thus term bulak ng kanin. So sinasabi yung isa daw Spanish ay na-curious doon sa pagbulak ng kanin, kaya tinanong kung ano daw yung nangyayari doon sa kanin. And then sinagot ng isang residente, sabi, bumubulak daw yung kanin. So isa yon sa mga na pinagmulan ng Bulacnin. So bumubulak na kanin. And then dito naman sinasabi na kaya na pinangalanan siyang Bulacnin dahil nga daw sa isang well, sa magical well, na kung saan ito ay nagpo-produce ng malinis at unique na tubig na kung saan bumubulak din ito. Kaya bumubulak na tubig. And dahil nga ito ay may great benefit sa kanila dahil ito ay napapakinabangan nila, ito ay sinunod nila doon sa bumubulak na tubig. Kaya pinangalanan ang barangay na ito ng Bulacnin. Sunod naman ay ang Barangay Marawoy. This barangay was named after the word Basang Kahoy, Mala Awoy, a term used to describe firewood that is not fully dried to serve its purpose. It is now the center of commerce and trade and where the present City Hall is seated. National government agencies are also established in the same barangay. So sinasabi muna dito na ang barangay Marawoy ay nagmula sa word na Malawoy. So parang nag-evolve na lang din yung word na Malawoy into a Marawoy. Sinasabi ang Malawoy is a kind of firewood na hindi siya totally tuyo, which is may basa-basa pa. And then, ang Marawoy is now the center of the commerce and trade, na kung saan dito nakatayo ang City Hall ng Lipa City. And marami din ditong establishment, government establishment like Pag-ibig, SS, na nakatayo dito sa Barangay Marawoy. Next, we have the Barangay Pusil. The name Pusil originated from the Spanish word and French word meaning rifle or gun. Same with Visayan word which means pusila or shoot. When the World War II broke out, the place was known as Pusil, associated with guns and rifles which were kept secretly in the place. So sinasabi na sa Barangay Pusil ay madami daw na rifle or barrel. And yung pusil is nanggaling sa Visayan word which means pusila. So doon nanggaling yung pusil. And kapareho lang din naman siya ng meaning, kaya na pusil yung ginamit sa barangay na pusil. And during the World War II, dahil nga madaming baril doon at or rifles, ang ginawa nila is doon nila tinago sa lugar na yun or sa barangay na yun ang mga rifles na meron sila to secretly kept in that place. Kaya naman natawag na barangay Pusil ang Pusil. Next we have Inosluban. According to the elders, the name of their barangay came from a tragedy that happened to one of the natives, a woman named Ines. So sinasabi na yung barangay Inosluban daw ay nanggaling sa isang residente doon sa lugar na yun na kung saan may nangyaring hindi maganda, which is nalooban daw yung bahay na nagngangalang Ines. Kaya naman ulit-ulit na sinasabi yon doon na si Ines ay nalooban. Si Ines ay nalooban. Kaya naman natawag na or inano nila yung name nila doon sa Ines na looban na ngayon ay Inos Luban, na nanggaling sa word na Ines. Si Ines ay nalooban. Yon, Inos Luban. Next, we have the Barangay Dagatan. It was believed that Dagatan started from a small lake located in the barangay, which the locals decided to name it Dagat-Dagatan or small lake. The area is usually dry, but when it rains, the water level arises. And over time, Dagat-Dagatan became Dagatan. In 1970, during the Natural Clean and Green program, Dagatan won the grand prize, with papaya being planted along the national road. Mounts Malarayat Golf and Country Club, the first private golf course in the city, is located in this barangay. So sinasabi dito na noon ay meron daw maliit na lake na kung saan ang ginawa ng mga residente doon is tinawag iyong Dagat-Dagatan kasi nga maliit lang naman siya, small lake, kaya tinawag nilang Dagat-Dagatan. And then pag mainit or pag dry season, ang area ay tuyo. Kapag naman umuulan, ang water naman doon ay tumataas o nagkakaroon ng tubig. And sinasabi din dito na ang Dagatan is dito nakatayo ang Mount Malarayat Golf at Country Club, ang first golf course in the Lipa City. And sa Dagatan, sa Barangay Dagatan iyon nakatayo. Next, we have the Barangay Talisay. Barangay Talisay adopted its name from the tree of Talisay that was abundant in the area back in the old days. It was also in this tree that an image of San Jose was found between 1800s and 1850. This miraculous event was the main reason why San Jose became the patron of resident of Barangay Talisay. So dito sinasabi sa Barangay Talisay is during dati madami daw na talisay tree doon. Kaya naman tinawag ang Barangay Talisay na Talisay. And isa pa ding factor bakit tinawag or naging pangalan ng barangay is Talisay dahil nga si Saint San Jose ay natagpuan sa puno ng Talisay during 1800s and 1850. And that is the reason why iyon ang patron saint ng barangay Talisay, which is si Saint San Jose. Next, we have Barangay Lumbang. The name of barangay was taken from Lumbang, a tree with a big trunk that served as shade at times, hiding place for Lipeños guerrillas during the Japanese regime. Later, in 1990, a peace tower was built to commemorate the Philippine-Japanese Peace Agreement. So, sinasabi na ang Barangay Lumbang ay nagmula sa tree na tinatawag yun na Lumbang, dahil ito daw ay nagsiserve dahil malaki nga yung lumbang tree, ito ay nagsisilbing silungan ng mga Lipeños during the Japanese regime. And then, later on, merong tinayo ditong tower na kung saan it will represent the peace agreement of the Philippines and the Japanese. Dito din sa Lumbang, also in the early days, migrants coming from Balete settled in Lumbang during the aftermath of the first Taal volcanic eruption. So yon, noong first Taal volcanic eruption, dito sa Lumbang, settled in Lumbang, dito nagsettled yung mga Lipeños noong pumutok yung Bulkang Taal. So that is some of the barangays in North District.
A pleasant day to everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about the different kinds of barangay in Lipa City, which is in the north area. We have Bugtong Napulo, Plaridel, and San Lucas. In Bugtong Napulo, it is located in the northernmost part of Lipa, is named after its unique topography. Elders believe it looks like a small island surrounded by water, but closer inspection reveals a regular landscape. And over time, the barangay was divided into two, which is Barangay Kanluran and Barangay Silangan, and which later became Barangay Bugtong Napulo and Barangay Plaridel. And in the Barangay Plaridel, formerly Bugtong na Silangan was part of Bugtong Napulo. Its name was changed when the petitioner derived from Marcelo H. Del Pilar, an artist during the 1896 Philippine Revolution. In San Lucas area, a city in Batangas known for its miraculous image and river connection, once renowned for healings for sick patients. And a story behind the San Lucas, which is the married couple carrying this image brought into the area, and it continues to be praised and loved by the locals. The area is also blessed with a river connecting the city of Santo Tomas. Next is we have a southern part, which is Barangay San Sebastian, Ludlod, Bulbok, Kayumanggi, Sampaguita, and Malagunlong. In San Sebastian, it is originally known as Balagbag, was a separate barangay in 1951 due to the population growth, but was renamed in 1974 due to negative community sentiment. San Sebastian, Balagbag was initially part of Barangay Mataas na Lupa, but became a separate barangay in 1951 due to population growth, and in 1974 the name changed to San Sebastian, which is ito. And due to negative vibes and lack of unity, which is resulting in a more cohesive community. And then next is Ludlod, a popular destination for travelers due to its broad streets and higher topography scales, evolved from Gulod-Gulod in 1865. Then, Barangay Ludlod is originally known as Gulod-Gulod, which is here. Gulod-Gulod. It evolves into Ludlod, making it a popular destination for travelers because of the broad high streets and higher topographic scale. That's why it changed, it making best destination for travelers. Then next is Bulbok, a Spanish tax collector, fell in love with a woman named Bulubok, rather, who was doing laundry in a river, and the name grew over time. Actually, this theory about the Spanish tax collector and the woman named Bulubok was the Spanish tax collector. He asked for her name, which is the woman named Bulubok, which the locals responded that the name of the woman is Bulubok, and referring it into the sound of running water and bubbles. And then the tax collector, he thought that the lady was always would always say, "I want to see Bulubok," which made him fall in love. Over time, then the Bulubok became named Bulbok. And in Kayumanggi, Barangay Kayumanggi, formerly known as Magogo, was a Malagunlong site, and with the numerous gogo plants, which became the primary livelihood for the people, known as a gogo shampoo. Kayumanggi, the plant known as hair care, meron siyang hair care benefits, and was grown and sold as a gogo shampoo, hence the Magogo, which is here. And second to the last is Barangay Sampaguita, formerly Sitio Cumba. Cumba was named Sampalucan in 1915. Here, for it was land with sampalok trees, and in 1968, here, the Barangay Sampaguita was named in honor of the national flower. So, from the word itself, Sampaguita is the national flower na kadalasan nakikita natin na ginagamit pagka na bibigay sa mga simbahan, gano'n, sa mga example na lang natin dito ay sila yung mga ribulto, like sila Mama Mary, ganyan, na naalayan nila ng isang bulaklak. Then, last is Malagunlong, derived from the old tale of a traveler hearing a loud, thunder-like noise from a river, is believed to have originated from the word Madagundong, which was believed to have been a sign of the first settlers. So, kaya ito tinatawag na Malagunlong, it is because simply because the word of Madagundong. And yun lang, thank you.
Good day everyone. Ngayon ay i-discuss ko sa inyo ang ilang barangay na pumapaloob sa South District ng Lipa. Una dito ay Anilao, known for its red stone mountain, which is said to be rich in silver and best in jewelry and metal crafts. Ang Anilao pala ay isa sa pinaka-mayaman pagdating sa silver and magaling sila sa paggawa ng jewelry and mga bagay na gawa sa metal. Next is Anilao Labak. Variant names Labak ng Anilao, which refers to the law of fortune of the mountain. Next is Barangay Cumba. Cumba, Roaring Road, north at Bulbok and Ludlod, Corb Road. Next is Barangay Mabini, hango sa pangalan ni Apolinario Mabini. Siit, maliit na sanga. Next is Barangay Quezon. Under Barangay Adja, one of the national heroes, Manuel L. Quezon, southern part be separated from north part. Next is Barangay Adja, referred as Munting Paraiso. The people praise, "Please save me us from hunger, war, and pestilence." Next is Barangay Calamyas, connected to Barangay Ibaan and Lipa. Planted Calamyas, harvest Calamyas, or lady. Next is Barangay Rizal. got its name Masiit Matanda, covered with bamboo sheets, while the rest was called Songwan. And next is Barangay San Guillermo, known as Sityong Sala ng Barangay Rizal because of its clean and unfiltered water. And Guillermo, Africa hango sa pangalan niya.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we will discuss the South District of Lipa, Batangas. So the first one is Pag-Ulingin Bata. Pag-Ulingin Bata is a small area at the south of Barangay Malagonang, then part of Pag-Ulingin, Batanga. Its former meaning was San Miguel as desired by the old people. The people had its primary source of income as kainin. There was also this varied tale of the child appearance during their kainin activity. Thus, it was named Pag-Ulingin Bata. So, Pag-Ulingin is, production of coal was the main source of income for the resident of this place. A stack of woods were piled up and buried with soil, set to the fire, and the remains of woods were referred to as uli or charcoal, which is the best use for cooking or grilling. So the third one is Pag-Ulingin West. Pag-Ulingin West, or the old Pag-Ulingin, is vast forest land with wild animals and birds in the surroundings. The land was called Bulhan since it was surrounded by a lot of woody trees. It was said that a couple lived in the place for quite a period of time making kainin meals to their livelihood until finally more people decided to live there and they made kainin as their work, thus calling the place Pinag-Ulingan. And after Pag-Ulingin, with growing population, the barangay was divided into three. The main Pag-Ulingin West, the next is Pag-Ulingin East, and the last part is the Pag-Ulingin Bata. So, let's move on to the East District of Barangay Lipa City. The Sabang. Sabang is situated in the eastern part of Lipa City. The people coming from nearby areas began to occupy this place between 1900s to 1945. They stayed in the Pamintahan River adjacent to a certain lake called Pinag-Abangan, which means Pinagtagpuan. So the next one is Latag. The name Latag was said to have been taken from its topography, Paatag, or plain from, and then from the habitual activity of the lady residents washing clothes in the Pamintahan River. They have the habit of spreading the clothes on the grass, which translates to ibilad or ilatag, hence the name Latag came into being. So, the next one is Antipolo del Norte. Antipolo del Norte derived its name from a gigantic estate called Antipolo, which was abundant in the lush surrounding of the place. So the other South District, Antipolo del Sur, located at the southern part of once big Antipolo. Antipolo del Sur is literally translated as of the south. It is where the best huge antipolo can be found, which iconically serves as the landmark because of its towering height and commonly referred as palatandaan or marker. So the other South District is San Jose. Barangay San Jose was known as Nayon ng Patay due to the fact that the area is nestled by two springs. During the summer, these bodies of water come alive. While they die, on the rainy days, the main reason why the place is referred to as Patay. So, this last South District. Munting Pulo Muntinpulo refers to a small forest of wood termed as a small island surrounded by water. This is manifested by bridge surroundings. Muntinpulo going to Sabang, Tamob, San Jose, and Decatan. In 1932, it was separated from San Isidro. So thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today we will discuss about the east part of Lipa. So first, we have Tangob. Tangob was known for access stones called silyar. Ito yung nagiging main source ng mga income nila para sa southern part ng baryo ng Tangob. Ito din yung naging tradition ng na ang every bato na matitipak nila, ito yung babaliktad nila yon at yun yung tinatawag na taob sa Filipino. Yung taob na yun, hindi siya parang nagugustuhan ng mga tao at hindi siya maganda pakinggan. So, ang ginawa na lang nila ay pinalitan nila ito sa bilang tangob. Second, we have tipakan. Formerly called Tangob Matanda because siya ay naging part din ng Tangob. At ito ay isa sa mga sityos ng Barangay San Jose. Ito, ang naging main source din ng income nila, yun din yung pagtitipak ng mga bato sa may tabing ilog. Yung na-realize ng mga taga-tipakan na kaya na nilang tumayo ng iisang barangay, that's why napagdesisyonan nilang bumukod na or paghiwalayin na ang Tangob at nabuo na ngayong tipakan. Dahil sa activity ito, nabuo ang pagtitipak ng mga bato. Or, doon nakuha yung barangay na tipakan dahil sa pagtitipak ng bato. The third one is pinagkawitan. Ang history ng pinagkawitan is nagkaroon ng tatlong heated disagreement or contention yung tatlong municipalities. Namely, Lipa, Padre Garcia, and Rosario. Luckily, nanalo ang Lipa at ito ay, ang meaning ay kinawit or hinigit. That's why, ang ipinangalan sa kanya ay pinagkawitan. The fourth one is San Isidro. Dito, merong sa western part niya ay merong sapa at ito ay tinatawag na buhay na sapa. Due to the flowing water in the Talisay River, ang mga lokal or ang mga nakatira doon ay tinatawag itong buhay na sapa. Kaso nga lang, masyado itong mahaba para bigkasin. Plus, ang birth of the name is sapak. Yung sapak naman ay parang negative connotation or parang negative siya kung tatawagin. That's why, pinalitan nila ang San Isidro, pinalitan nila ng San Isidro at ito ay pinangalan kay patron saint of the community. For the next barangay, we have San Benito. Ito isa to sa mga part ng Cuatro Santos ng City of Lipa. Ito ay dating tinatawag na Pulong Arumahan kasi it was a forest surrounded by the aroma tree which is known for its thorny stems and fishy smell. Pero pagkatapos ng 1800s, change to bilang isang bilaran dahil sa wide plantation of coffee and was separated into two parts, namely Bilarang Kanluran and Bilarang Silangan. The next one is Santo Niño. Santo Niño was formerly known as Sitio Bubuyan, situated at the foot of Malarayan and formerly part of Barangay Sapak or San Isidro. Malaking part ng Santo Niño ay planted with prominent crop buboy. Ang buboy ay isang puno ng cotton na ginagawa bilang isang unan. At ito ay Sitio Bubuyan ang tinawag. Kaso, since 1960, pinalitan na rin siya ng Santo Niño at ito ay pinangalan kay Patron Saint Santo Niño. Next, we have Barangay Malitlit. From the recent accounts, Barangay Malitlit, nagbunga siya noong 1970s. Malitlit is known with its good climate and hill slope location. Kumbaga siya ay ang barangay niya ay merong magandang klima at nasa baba siya ng bundok. The word Malitlit came from a cheap plant in the area called Litlit. Next, we have San Celestino. Noong una, ang some parts ng Lipas, ng southeastern parts, ay kasama ng Chaong Quezon na tinatawag dating Tayabas. Ang mga residente doon ay karamihan ay Lipeño bloodline. So, nagkaroon ng assembly ang sa Bulahan River na nagrepresent ng mga leaders ng Chaong Quezon at ang Francisco Toribio, Celestino, and Benito siblings. At doon nila napag-usapan ng western part ng Ilog Bulahan ay magiging part na ng Lipa at ang eastern part ay magiging part pa rin ng Quezon. For the last, we have Barangay Santo Toribio. In the latter part of the Spanish regime and the impending conquest of Americans, Cuatro Santos de Barangay was called Paligawan. So, ang Paligawan ay naging landholders ay doon nila pinapakawalan ng kanilang mga hayop. At in the same vein with San Celestino, ang Barangay Santo Toribio ay part din ng Tayabas, Quezon. And in the course of negotiation, it was settled that the western part of Ilog Bulahan be accorded to the city of Lipa. Meaning, ang Santo Toribio nga ay naging part din dati ng Tayabas, Quezon since napag-usapan nga ng apat na magkakapatid, ang western part ng Ilog Bulahan ay magiging sa City of Lipa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your teacher for today. I'm Cian Cabana Abuyan. And our subject for today is Lipa history. So, ang naka-assign sa akin is the last part of East and some part of West ng Lipa City. So, let's start with the last part ng East, ang San Francisco. Barangay San Francisco is matatagpuan 20 kilometers mula sa sentro ng lungsod ng Lipa sa silangang bahagi ng East District ay kabilang sa lupain ng Dulong Silangan. Dahil sa lokasyon nito, natuklasan ng mga mangungoso noong pre-colonial na panahon, pinangalanan ng barangay na kay San Francisco ang patron ng San Francisco dahil sa isang relihiyoso ang isang residente. Opisyal itong itinakda at dineklara na barangay noong 1969. So, yun. Yan ang history ng San Francisco. Dumako tayo sa ilang bahagi ng west ng part ng Lipa. Mataas na Lupa. Ang barangay Mataas na Lupa ay pinangalanan dahil sa paburol nitong kalupain ay matatagpuan sa Mataas na Lupa, bahagi ng kanluran ng Lipa City at tanaw mula rito sa katedral. Dahil ito ay sakop ng San Carlos at dito matatagpuan ng De La Salle Lipa na original na paaralan para sa mga lalaki. So, yan ang history ng Mataas na Lupa. Ang next natin is San Carlos. Ang barangay San Carlos ay pinangalan kay Pangulong Carlos P. Garcia at kilala bilang pinagmulan ng IOLRA na ngayon ay Canosa Academy na. Ang unang paaralan para sa mga babae noon. Pinagdiriwang ang barangay ang piyesta nito tuwing November 4 bilang parangalan ang patron nito na si San Carlos Brumeo, alinsunod sa lokal na tradisyon. Ang next natin is ang Tibig. Ang barangay Tibig ay ipinangalan sa isang punong nagbibigay lilim sa mga residente habang sila ay kumukuha ng tubig mula sa balon. Ang kanyang pangunahing pinagkukunan ng tubig. bago ang 1962. Bahagi pa ito ng mataas na lupa ngunit nahati ito ng maitayo ang Star Tollway kung saan ang isang bahagi ay napunta sa Tangway at ang isa naman ay papuntang San Carlos. Ang next natin is Tangway. Ang barangay ay tinawag na Tangway nagmula sa salitang nangangahulugang gilid ng bangin at dating tinatawag na Pulubing Tangway. Natatangi ang barangay dahil pinagdiriwang nito ang 3 pista bilang parangal sa 3 patron. Ang Our Lady of Miraculous Medal, Nuestra Señor de la Paz y Benavide, at Mary Mediatrix of All Grace. Ang next natin ay Barangay Tambo. Ang Barangay Tambo ay isa sa barangay sa Lipa na natatanging kasaysayan sa panahong kolonyal ng Espanyol. Nagmula ang pangalan nito sa isang hindi pagkakaintindihan ng pagitan ng isang lokal na residente at isang sundalong Espanyol. Habang gumagawa ng walis tambo, inakala ng residente na tinatanong siya tungkol sa kanyang ginagawa. Kaya sumagot siya ng tambo-tambo na naging dahilan upang tawagin ang barangay na Tambo. Ang sunod natin ay Barangay San Salvador. Ang Barangay San Salvador ay dating kagubatan at walang naninirahan. Ay pinangalan kay San Salvador sa isang mangungoso na naging kaibigan ng ni Sanggalang. Nilinis nila ang lugar malapit sa isang nabuwal na puno upang makapagtayo ng bahay. Dati itong tinawag na buwal, na ang ibig sabihin ay pagbuwal ng puno. Ngunit pinalitan ng San Salvador upang parangal sa isang residente o unang tumira sa barangay na ito. Opisyal itong itinatag noong 1929. Ang last natin is Barangay Sico, na dating bahagi ng Barangay Tambo. Naging huwalay na barangay ito dahil sa malaking populasyon at lawak ng lugar nito. Nakuha ang pangalan nitong Sico mula sa hugis nitong kurbada na parang siko. So yun lang. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Lana Stafate, son of Self, Biped 1C, and I'm here to discuss the 8 barangays of 72 barangays in Lipa history. I'm here to discuss the West District of 72 barangays. The 8 parts of West District of 72 barangays. The first is Fernando or Fernando Air Base. Fernando, in the early years, it was called Lipa City Army Base. It paved way to the establishment of then hukbong santahan ng mga Hapon in 1942 during the World War II through the sacrifices of the fallen American and Filipino soldiers. After the war on May 2, 1948, the base was turned over Hukbong Panghimpapawid ng Pilipinas or the Philippine Air Force and was officially named after one of the very first soldier, Lieutenant Col Basilio Fernando, in memory of his patriotism during the World War II. The second one is the Pangaw. Pangaw was a form of torture enforced on people who were being persecuted for rebellion by the government. They were placed in a pangawan, a wooden device attached to posts with holes for the hands, feet, and the neck. Their limbs and neck were then pulled to torture them. A brave Filipino, however, would choose to suffer and die rather than betray their compatriots. This act of heroism became the origin of the name Pangaw. The third one is the Banay-Banay. Banay-Banay. According to folk tales, the name of barangay Banay-Banay came from a plant called Banay-Banay, which is known for its unique characteristics. In the early times, Banay-Banay plants was described to have beautiful and stunning leaves that mesmerizingly dance with the cool breeze of the barrio. Banay-Banay was named after the flower called Banay-Banay. Because of its charm, locals tend to use this plant as decoration and offering to the Virgin Mary every Flores de Mayo. So, Banay-Banay Banay-Banay Barangay was named after a flower, which is the Banay-Banay flower. The fourth is the Bagong Pook. Banaba, established in 1883, is a small barrio near Taal Lake and Ramdan Falls. Natives built pandayan, metal carvings, and furniture. Coffee growers increased in 1867 to 1869. Nasal Philippines Inc. now resides in Bagong Pook, the first food industry in Lipa City. However, in dry seasons, natives were forced to evacuate to the nearby plains called Nueva Villa, which was later renamed to Bagong Pook. The next one is the Bulaklakan. Bulaklakan. Sitio Palaklakan of Barangay Pinagtong Ulan was officially declared an independent barangay on June 11, 1959. The name Bulaklakan was derived after the name of the tree enchanting bukal ng tubig connected to Taal Lake. These three lakes were Bulalakaw, Latag, and Palaklakan, which represent Bulaklakan. The said barangay is a home to the Museum of Andres Bonifacio, where the claimed oldest KKK flag is exhibited. The Bulaklakan derived from the tree enchanting bukal ng tubig. The three lakes were Bulalakaw, Latag, and Palaklakan. So the name Bulaklakan, the word bu in Bulaklakan was the word bu in Bulaklakan came from Bulalakaw, and the word la in Bulaklakan came from Latag, and the word lakan is from Palaklakan. The next one is Pinagtong Ulan. Barangay Pinagtong Ulan is known for beheading strangers and bandits, and is also where the first coffee tree was endorsed by Spanish traders and missionaries. In the 1800s, datos from Balayan and missionaries crossed to Halang, the gateway to Lipa before the Taal eruption. The place has been famous for beheading strangers and bandits. The heads were brought to the city plaza and paraded among the people. So, para po siyang parusa sa mga strangers and bandits na dumadayo sa lugar na yon. Then, yun yung nagiging parusa nila. Pinupugutan sila ng ulo, and then, dinidisplay sila or ipinaparada sa mga tao bilang parusa. The next one is Halang. Tagbakin, a site in Barangay Halang, was the first settlement of the first Lipeños before the Taal eruption. It was a popular tourist spot known for its famous fish species, tawilis, and is now a popular tourist destination. Halang is the first settlement of the first Lipeños before the Taal eruption. So, back then, Halang is the place where Lipeños first settlement before the Taal eruption. The last one is the Duhatan. In 1950s, Duhatan was known as Sitio Pastulan, located in Barangay Pinagtong Ulan. It was named Duhatan for abundantly having duhatan trees in the area. Duhatan is a one-seeded oval dark purple to black colored fruit with a sweet astringent taste. When missionaries came in 1956, Sitio Pastulan was officially named Barangay Duhatan. After the retreat of the missionaries on March 16, 1956, they agreed to celebrate the feast of their patron saint, Saint Joseph. They named the Barangay Duhatan Duhatan because of having a lot of Duhatan trees. That's why the barangay was named after the Duhatan trees.